chosen, when you're still walking in the disobedience, is a sure enough way to open the door to insecurities. Amen. Church, the Israelites found out that they were no longer invincible. Just like on September 11th, America found out that they were no longer invincible. Oh, how the mighty will fall. I don't know about you, but in the community in which I grew up, the old folk would tell us that you better be careful of how you treat folk going up the ladder. Because you're going to pass those same folk coming back down. Elizabeth, John's mother, went from one extreme to another. The majority of her adult life, she was experienced by shame and disgrace because she was barren. Just imagine, church, this. But then she goes from public delight to survivor's guilt because of what all the other women had lost. You know how it is, sisters? You're pregnant, and you know who else is pregnant at the same time. You begin to change thoughts, and you begin to go through babies' names and what you're going to do for your baby's shower. And imagine Elizabeth. Imagine that Elizabeth now had to deal with tears and sorrow of the women in her community. What a quick turn of events, church. She had no child for years. Now she has a child. Now her child lives while everybody else's child has passed away. John should have been dead, but John is alive. Yes. And Herod's merciless massacre. Infants weren't the only losses. The boys 2 years old and under, they weren't the only losses in the slaughter Herod had put in motion. Can we talk, church? Amen. In addition to the infants dying, innocents also died. And every infant death was an indictment. It was an indictment of the evil that can lurk in many human hearts, that can lurk and can live deep inside the human heart. It's in the spirit of Cain that the part of us that wants to be in the limelight with nobody sharing. It's that part of us that's called pride. That if we're left unchecked, we'll have to destroy the lives of other folk. Church is evil. Innocence has died. Every infant death was an altar call summoning our conscience to stand up and be accounted for. Every little boy's death was a call for the righteous to object oppression. Community. But you know what? We got no record of anyone objecting. The people of God allowed their future to be snatched out of their lives and killed at the hands of a cruel king. But nobody objected. Nobody interrupted what was going on in the land. And while we are horrified over Herod's slaughter, the truth is we were unmoved by the death of our community. We are shocked and horrified that Herod could do such a thing. But we are not horrified by the slaughter, the social injustice, the social slaughter, the political slaughter that is occurring at our hands. Amen. Our silence, church. Our critical times has cost our children's education. It's cost us their safety. It's cost their dignity. And it has cost our self-respect. What do I mean? Do you remember the day when punishment or when discipline of a child meant isolation? Do you remember our parents or grandparents would say, go to your room? Remember, it was punishment to be sent to your room and you were in isolation. But now what punishment means is to be sent from your room back into the community. Our children pick video games and the World Wide Web unsupervised over the time that they spend with their family. Mothers can't spend time with the children because they're playing video games. Fathers can't spend time with the children because they're doing other things. Community, there's a slaughter of families' life that's going on right now under our noses. And we're silent and facilitating the death of our family relations. There was a time when I was growing up, everybody sat at the table together. Amen. You didn't have dinner until Father came home. You didn't have dinner until Father sat down. And everything that was on your plate, you ate. And if you didn't eat what was on your plate, you didn't eat that evening. That's right. Wasn't no peanut butter and jelly. Wasn't no cereal in the evening. That's right. The things have changed. The child who is 6 years old prefers playing on your cell phone over a few minutes spending with you in the kitchen. What will you say to a 6-year-old when he becomes 16 and he ignores what you have to say and has no place in your life because you weren't available for him at 6? Church, in fact, we actually in some cases orchestrate the slaughter. In other cases, we are accomplices to the slaughter. And the strange thing is that we cannot disconnect or serve the life in a relationship when things interfere in the way we live. But we must look upon this murder of the infants under another character. Amen. It was martyrdom. They shed their blood for him, who afterwards shed his blood for them. These were the infantry of a noble army of martyrs. Do you remember, church, how it was with September 11th? One of the things that was said by a public official was that the Twin Towers may have been destroyed, but not our way of life. Mm-hmm. Our way of life has not been interrupted. But think about it, church, if you will. How do you compare the loss of thousands of lives with our way of life? How dare you say our way of life has not been interrupted when there were whole units of New York Fire Department and first responders who died together trying to save folk at 9/11. The truth is that we have made our way of life our God. No interruptions don't get in the way. We have made our way of life our God. And so if your spouse isn't seeing eye to eye on your career goals, that isn't God. Church Herrod set a mass execution in motion. And when all was said and done, 2 baby boys survived. One was named Jesus. And he was out of the country. He was in Egypt. The other one was named John, which means God's way or the Lord is gracious. John survived right under Herrod's nose. Yes. Beloved, God can and God will keep you when you're right under the nose of your enemy. Amen. God will preserve you. God will uphold you in the time of trouble. In the time of trouble, he will hide you. Yes. He doesn't have to move you. He can just leave you and put a hedge of protection all around. Have you ever been there where trouble was all around you, but God kept you? Amen. How does it feel to survive when all your playmates didn't? How does it feel to grow up in a village having to look at these women who have given birth to 2 children but now only have 1? Do you remember how they always tell you the stories? There was another child. You know how they told the story? Church, can you just imagine the pressure? Do you know the surviving, you know surviving puts pressure on you? Oh, yes. Somehow flowing through your veins is the cumulative or collective potential of all you did to survive. Somehow the blood of those who died is as the blood of Abel. It cries out from the ground, and the blood of the innocent cries out, saying to the survivor, it's on you now. I didn't make it, but it's on you now. How did you survive? How did John live? How come they didn't find him? Well, I'm sure that Herod did not say to anyone with infant boys 2 years or older to bring them to such and such a place. But I believe in my sanctified imagination that Herod went house to house, knocking on doors and searching the houses for those children that were 2 years and under. Yes. We've been starving. Others will say they were starving a certain number of beasts that they were going to feed the children to. But I'm sure they didn't do that. Community, just can you imagine? Can you hear the footsteps of soldiers coming through your community? Can you hear the footsteps of soldiers marching? Can you hear the footsteps of soldiers stomping? Can you hear the footsteps of the soldiers coming to your door? And can you just listening of a drawn sword in his hand and your baby is crying? And you're trying to muffle the sounds of your child because you know that they're coming next to your house. Yes. They go house to house and the baby is gone. They go to the next house and the baby is gone. They go to the next house and the baby is gone. Then they finally get to the house of Zachariah and Elizabeth. Yes. And they're standing there and the soldier took one look at Sister Elizabeth. Sister Elizabeth was slightly bald. Her a child in this house with a woman of this age. The child lived because the child represented the impossible. They never would have imagined that God would cause a baby to come on the other side of menopause. Couldn't it be a child? It couldn't be a child in this house. Yet John survived, church. He survived. He survived because he was able to reach his destiny and not his death. He didn't. You don't hear me, church. He survived because he was given an agenda. The agenda was to turn the hearts of the fathers back to the children. You don't hear me, church. He was assigned, his assignment was to turn back the hearts of the fathers who did not defend the murder of their children. Turn back the hearts of the overwhelmed fathers back to the hearts of their children who were still alive. John survived because he had a destiny and not death. He had a mission. He came crying in the wilderness. He came crying, repent, repent, repent. Of being silenced at the wrong time. Repent and exhausting a way of life and making it God and making it your God. He had a destiny and he did not have death. And you know what, church? He had to survive because he was the one. He was to be what the previous generation was not. He was to be a voice one crying in the wilderness unto the people to turn back to God, make ready the way for God. The Lord who can comfort those who can survive. The Lord who is a wonderful counselor. The Lord who is the Prince of Peace. The Lord who is a just judge. The Lord who sits high and looks low. The Lord who is my all in all. The Lord who is my beginning and my end. The Lord who is the Prince of my soul. The Lord who is my everything. He had to be a spokesman for the Lord. Oh yes. Church, John had to survive. And so do you. And so do you. And so do you. Many of you here will achieve your destiny, not death. You cannot die. And if you are put into the furnace, you will not burn up. If you are put under water, you will not drown. Because there's a destiny in your veins. Thank you, God. Throw me overboard, and I've got a hiding place. Come after me, and I got a hiding place. You don't know what's ahead of you. You don't know what's already behind you. But that's all right, church. You know what 2019 brought you, but you don't know what 2020 is going to bring you. Every now and then, you got to look into your destiny. Yes, you had a past, but hold your past there and look to where God is about to take you. God's about to take you somewhere that you've never been before. God's about to pour out a blessing more than you're able to receive. God's about to do something new in your life. Oh, you ain't asked for it, but God's about to bless you with something new. God's about to drop an anointing on you. God's about to bless you better than you've been blessed before. I know you know God. I know God is in your heart. I know you live for God. I know you walk with God. But God's about to do something new in 2020. Amen. And I need you to hold on and hold out. Amen. Hold on and hold out. Yes. John was disobedient to the will and the way of God. He giveth grace. He giveth more grace when the burdens grow greater. He sends more strength when the labors increase. And to added afflictions, he addeth his mercy. To multiply trials, he multiplies peace. His love has no limits. His grace has no measure. His power has no boundaries known unto men. For out of his infinite riches in Jesus, he giveth, and he giveth, and he giveth again. And when we have exhausted our store of endurance, when our strength has failed, ere the day is half done, when we reach the end of our hoarded resource, our Father fully giving is only begun. Fear not, church, that thy need shall exceed his provisions. Our God ever yearns his resources to share. Learn on the arms of everlasting avail that the Father both thee and thy load will he bear. His love has no limits. His grace has no measure. His power has no boundaries known unto men. And for out of his infinite riches in Jesus, he giveth, and he giveth, and he giveth again. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through in 2019, realize you serve a God that's able to give and give and give again. Realize no matter what you went through in 2019, you serve a God that's still able to do exceedingly abundantly. Whatever you There's nothing wrong with calling on God and reminding Him of the promises that He has for you.
Amen.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with you putting your petition before God.
Amen.
We learned that in Sunday school this morning.
Yes.
Put your petition before and tell Him thank you. I'm just reminding you, but I'm thanking you for you are thoughtful enough of me to allow me to have this blessing.
Amen.
Wasn't nothing good that you done. Wasn't nothing good that you said. But because of Him being Him,
Amen.
I'm going to pour out something fresh on you.
Amen.
Ain't nothing like getting something from God that you didn't ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right about it?
Amen.
Because God will bless you beyond your imagination.
Yes.
And we just stop by to encourage you. Live into your destiny. And if you don't know what it is, ask Him to reveal it to you. But you're walking in it right now. Because right now, our destiny is to make heaven our home.
Yes.
We may not all get there together, but we're getting there.
Thank you, Jesus.
But while you're here, love on your mama, love on your daddy,
Yes.
love on your sister, love on your brother, love on your husband, love on your wife, love on your children. Right now, while you're here.
Amen.
Because this here is temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Amen?
Amen.
And what God has placed in your life, He wants you to be the best of whatever that is.
Yes, sir. Yes.
If you're a student, be the best student.
Yes.
If you're a child, be the best child. If you're a parent, be the best parent.
Yes.
If you're a provider, be the best provider.
Yes.
And whatever you're lacking, He's able.
Yes.
He's able to come alongside you
Mm-hmm.
and help you get to where you need to go.
Amen.
Hasn't He done it in the past?
Yes.
Hasn't He done it on yesterday?
Yes.
Hasn't He done it on today?
Yes.
Oh, He's guaranteed to do it on tomorrow.
Yes.
The challenge for us is to trust in the Lord with all our hearts.
Amen.
Lean not to our own understanding,
Yes.
but in all our ways acknowledge Him.
Yes.
And He will direct our path.
Yes, He will.
God bless you.
Amen.